Booktube Science Fiction Reads here with another book haul video, episode 4. If you haven't watched the first one, all you need to know is there's a massive amount of books and I don't know anything about them. They were gifted to me and it's vintage SF, so I'm discovering what I got here as we go along. And continuing with damaged books. A lot of these were kept outside in a garage or something for a while. Got some rough shaped Poul Anderson. Cat is trying to get comfortable amongst the books. Poul Anderson and Gordon R. Dickson. I've got this. Some of the Douglas Adam books. Alright, some more Poul Anderson. I'm thinking a lot of these were chewed on by some rodents in a garage or something. That one's not in bad shape. Some Brian Aldiss, Frankenstein Unbound. I don't think I have that one either. Very nice. Some more Anderson. We've got, the Penguin Science Fiction Omnibus, edited by Brian Aldiss. I think I probably have that, but not this edition. Not from this publisher, maybe. But that is very cool with some excellent cover art. And another Poul Anderson. Got the Night Face, which is not in terrible shape. And now we've got some more Brian Aldiss, The History of Science Fiction. I know I have that one. And the copy I have is much larger. It's like a trade paperback. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let the Aldis's continue. Imaginables Inc. and Other Stories. What's that? A corgi? Lots of corgis in this collection I've acquired. Somebody spent a lifetime collecting these. And a couple more Andersons. I wish that was in better shape because that's some great art, but something has attacked those spines. Alright, looks like this bag has a ton of analogs. I can't remember what magazine we were looking at in one of the previous videos, but they were also from 75 and 76. December 1975. That's got Anderson, Gardner-Dozois, Bob Shaw, and a few others. January 76. November 77. December 77. June 1973, Amazing Science Fiction, and we have a Jack Vance novel with some awesome cover art. The second of 2 parts. So I'll have to keep an eye out. See if we get the rest of it. Analog from 75, I've got that. December 75. The Borderland of Soul, Larry Niven, that's January 75. I have that framed on the wall over there because it's a great story and the cover art depicts it. August 77, Awesome cover art. And September 77, and I think we've got more in the bag here. A few more. October 77. July 74, I like that. Different style of art. And, oh, another epic cover art here, August 74. And a couple of randoms here. Analog Science Fact Reader, edited by Ben Boba. So what is this? St. Martin's, 1961. Contents. I have not seen that before. And also what fell out of there was Edwin A. Abbott's Flatland. I have a different copy of this, but I think it's also a Dover thrift edition. Have not read that. All right, more Anderson. That's actually not a terrible copy of the Psychotechnic League. Might be able to upgrade the copy I have. And Orbit Unlimited, really rough shape there. And we've got, edited by Paul Anderson, Nebula Award Stories 4. I think we saw one of these in a previous video. It's nice. The cool, interesting stuff is often not damaged as badly as the rest of the stuff here. That'll be a keeper. And we're going to finish this first bag with two hardcovers. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, a trilogy in 4 parts. So that's cool to have an omnibus. From, I think, maybe 1984. Not in bad shape. And a first edition, I'm guessing, of Heinlein's The Cat Who Walks Through Walls. I've sold this on eBay in the past. Acquired by the previous owner in 1988. Cool. All right, let's do at least one more bag. This looks like it's full of Niven. And it looks like they're in decent shape. The Magic May Return. I've got that. This looks... It's got an uncracked spine. The only shitty thing is, even when they're in great shape, physically, they still feel kind of rough, like they've been exposed outside or something for quite a while. Larry Niven and Stephen Barnes, The Descent of Ananasi. Don't think I have that one. We've got Tales of Noah in Space in rough shape, and A Gift from Earth, which is actually not bad. I doubt that'll be in better shape than the one I've got. But yeah, it was fun collecting every one in this livery. Took a while. All right, we've got The Magic Goes Away, which is part of the two-parter. The two of them are heavily, the Magic books, heavily illustrated fantasy stuff. We've got some Frank Herbert, Heretics of Dune in rough shape, and another kind of modern copy of Chapter House Dune, which... Yeah, I've got vintage copies of those, which I'd much rather have. The Battle of Corin, which was a Brian Herbert and Kevin Anderson book. And, okay, what do we have here? 12 O'Clock High by Bernie Lay Jr. and Cy Bartlett. This, I've seen this in a couple bags coming up in one of these videos. I think this was originally a paperback that's been disassembled and turned into a hardcover. And even so, it's in rough shape. I've not heard of these guys. This is a Ballantine Books, first printing 1969. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Is it science fiction even? I don't know. Random. Probably won't be keeping that. It's in rough shape. And we got a bunch of hardcovers, but let's finish these paperbacks. Operation Time Search. That's surprisingly the first Andre Norton so far. There's a Inferno, which that looks like it's a lot slimmer than the copy I have, so I'll probably replace what I've got. Kevin O'Donnell Jr., War of Omission. Don't know anything about that. Then we've got Dream Park, Patchwork Girl. I have a feeling I'll be having a lot of Nivens on eBay. Just a grouping of, I mean, the texture's not great. They're very weathered or something, but otherwise, like Uncracked Spines. That's another heavily illustrated one. Oath of Fealty. Oh, and another Heinlein. Wow, so he had a lot of Avalon books, which are these hardcovers from, I think, the 50s. Immortality Delivered by Robert Sheckley. And a lot of these were ex-library, and this one certainly is. $1958. I mean, it's still strongly bound. It's just a little beat up. Okay, The Languages of Pow, Jack Vance, hardcover. Avalon Books, again, heavily beat up. Somebody's done their homework on this, and it's ex-library. That is from 1958 as well. And I mean, it's been chewed on or something, but that's awesome. I'm gonna have to look that up for its value. All right, looks like I got a bunch of the Brian Herbert Dunes, which I'm really not interested in. Another Heinlein, The Green Hills of Earth. Space Cadet. And I was excited to see this, but it's only a book club and it's beat up. The Dispossessed by Ursula K. Le Guin. I once sold one of these for a decent chunk of change on eBay, but it was probably a first edition, not a book club. And that's pretty beat up. The Word for World is Forest. Again, getting lucky that these books I actually want end up being in relatively good shape. So I'm happy to have that one. George Orwell's Animal Farm. And 1984. And two more hardcovers, and then I think we'll fit in a few more here. Criminal Justice Through Science Fiction. Random anthology here. From 1977. That's an interesting theme. And the last from there is another of these Avalon hardcovers. As with the rest, unfortunately, it's pretty damn beat up. It's Invisible Barriers by David Osborne. Haven't heard of it or the author, but that is some excellent cover art. Again, pretty abused. From 1958. To get these together by the end of these videos and see how many I have. There must be 6 or 7 of those now. All right, this one's gonna have, I think, a lot of H.Beam Piper. I have 8 or 9 of his books and haven't read any yet. Some of these are going to upgrade the poor conditioned ones that I have. Uller Uprising, a little chewed on. Best from Fantasy and Science Fiction, 19th series, edited by Edward L. Furman. That's an old ace. Philip Jose Farmer, Lord of the Trees, and The Mad Goblin. I'm pretty sure Ace did not do a lot of the doubles from this era, and I must have 8 or 9 by now. Inside Outside in pretty good shape, aside from the bottom of the spine there. A Berkeley book from copyright 64. This is from 79. I'll be keeping that. And The Magic Labyrinth. I might have that. That one's not in great shape. Inside by Dan Morgan. Never heard of it, but clearly Richard Powers cover art. Nebula Award Stories #2. Be interesting to see how many of them I have by the end of this. That one's been chewed on. Edited by Aldous and Harrison. Yeah, that's rough. And a Jack Chalker from his 4-book series, The Four Lords of the Diamond. I have all of those in great shape. Another Philip Jose Farmer. I bought a copy of this in Alberta. It'll be in the Alberta Book Hall, but this one is in better shape. And it's somewhat illustrated. And here's another Signet double. They also ran a series of these in the 80s. This is a first printing from 81. Philip Jose Farmer, Flesh, and Lord Tiger. Got several of those now. Oh boy. Damn it. So we've got a Riverworld box set, but the books are not in good shape. I have all of these, probably, maybe all of them, certainly in better shape, so I can still salvage this collection. So we've got To Your Scattered Bodies Go, The Fabulous Riverboat. That's the first 2 in the series and the only 2 I've read. Then we've got The Dark Design, which has seen better days, and the Riverworld Stories, which I have. So I have these in better condition, and all that really matters is the box is okay. Aged, but okay. So that's a sweet find. I think previous video or the video before that, there was a James Gunn box set, which was quite exciting. Okay, let's keep going here. There's a lot of Philip Jose Farmer. Traitor to the Living, The Lavalite World, Behind the Walls of Terra, Private Cosmos. A lot of these I have, but The Gates of Creation. Some of these are in better shape. The Maker of Universes. I'll be keeping that one. That's in good condition, relatively. Night of Light, Philip Jose Farmer with a Richard Powers cover. I have, I think, the same copy, but this one's a little rough. Magazine of Fantasy and Science Fiction from maybe June 75. It's pretty beat up. With some nice cover art there. Oh, cool. Science Fiction 4, Author's Choice, edited by Harry Harrison. It's just a book club copy. Astounding John W. Campbell Memorial Anthology. That's cool. It is a book club. And for those interested, like always, hold that up just long enough so you can pause it. That's cool. We've got Harry Harrison, the Death World trilogy. I think I have that on the hardcover shelf or something, or maybe actually I might have got rid of it for paperbacks. It's just a book club. International Relations Through Science Fiction. There's a random. All right, one more stack. We've still got some Philip Jose Farmer. Holy hell, okay. The Book of Philip Jose Farmer. That'll be a good one to hold on to. The Unreasoning Mask in good shape, so I will get rid of the hardcover I have of this. That one's rough. And The Stone God Awakens. That is a sharp-looking copy. 1970 and Ace printing. Wow. All right, some Robert L. Forward, The Flight of the Dragonfly. I've already got that one. The Return of the Time Machine, Egon Friedel. The sequel to H.G. Wells' immortal classic. Another Robert L. Forward, Camelot 30K. I read that, and it was okay. Dragon's Egg, one of the greatest hard SF novels ever written. Insane world-building thought experiment. Really cool. And it's not in terrible shape. All right, 4 more and we are done with this video. Backdrop of Stars, edited by Harry Harrison. I think that's a New English Library. Yeah. The 5th annual Best SF, 1971. Harrison and Aldous. Planet of No Return. Not bad shape. And one last Harry Harrison, Wheel World, which I think I have 2 out of the 3, so maybe I'll get lucky and that's the one I need. And that's that. I just filmed, what, 4 of these back to back. I'm done now. I've got 2, 4, 6, like 9 9 bags left. So a few more videos which will follow this one eventually. As always, thanks for watching.